Please help me welcome Dr. Lillian Ardell.
It was early October in an elementary school in South Brooklyn, and the school was gearing up to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. And I was in that school to observe Zoraida, an exemplary ESL teacher who kindly allowed me to observe her best practices supporting her English learners. And on that October afternoon, something bizarre happened. You see, Susan, a monolingual colleague, was quickly and quite aggressively approaching Zoraida. Zoraida! I am so glad I caught you. Listen, it's Hispanic Heritage Month next week, and you know, the administration tells me I've got to center our Latinx students, which, like, I totally want to do. I'm all for equity. But, like, you know, their English is so far behind, and I really just feel like we should be focusing on English right now. But, like, you're the ESL teacher, so I thought maybe you'd have some ideas to give me? I asked Zoraida, what's coming up for you now? And this was her verbatim response. Lillian, the monolingual teachers always see my students through a deficit lens. They're always complaining about how they're far behind, it's never enough. None of them thinks they can rise to any type of academic challenge. And then anytime I try to advocate for my students, yes, they can do higher level work, trust them, they ignore me. It's like year after year. What am I even doing in this building? Am I affecting any change?
I really enjoyed listening to Dr. Ardell's talk today.
Yeah.
I thought that was very inspiring and reaffirming, and it just sort of like wakes us up again, because sometimes we get scared in our positions, we hear these big things happening. Some of us aren't sure what we can and cannot do. There's always this idea that we might get in trouble, you know, and so sometimes making trouble is what we have to do.
The monolingual bias promotes a harmful narrative that our emergent bilingual learners must acquire academic English proficiency at all costs. And while the pursuit of academic English might seem like a noble cause, the paradox of assimilation makes high-quality educational outcomes for this population of learner nearly impossible to achieve. Bilingual education, if you really think about it, is a social justice issue. And advocacy? It's in our DNA. Something is contaminating the way monolingual teachers think about our emergent bilingual students. So, we all have to work together to disrupt the bias. This is the monolingual bias by design. It creates a context by which we are highly susceptible to this thing called compassion fatigue. And how can you possibly advocate effectively for your multilinguals if you are at burnout? That's a recipe for disaster.
What I thought was the most beautiful part of her message was that you can really help and advocate no matter where you are. Your voice matters, and sometimes we don't think that a ripple will make a difference, but a ripple makes a wave.
I ask you, when will your next doable disruption moment be? May it be swift, empowering, and deeply healing. Thank you so much.